All right. Horror movie recommendations for this glorious Sunday, 10/11/2020. Let's do it. If you have Tubi, where the free movies are at, what you want to watch is a movie called Basket Case. Basket Case is this movie about this dude who's got a twin brother who was a Siamese twin brother that they disconnected from him, but it still lived, and he's a little booger monster named Belial that lives in a giant picnic basket that the dude carries around the New York City with, and the giant Siamese twin chopped off booger monster that lives in the picnic basket murders people. Basket Case is such a stupid ass movie to say out loud. But yeah, that's on Tubi. Watch that one. If you got Hulu, there's a movie called Phase 4. Now you might say, Phase 4, is there Phase 1, 2, 3? No, the movie's called Phase 4 because it's the fourth phase. This one is about intelligent killer ants, right? These weird, like, structures raise up from the ground, right? These creepy towers. They raise up from the ground and people start going, what is in the tower? I am interested in science. And they go interested in science and they find out that they're ants. But then the ants start like wrecking the computer equipment and shooting off nukes and like eating people. And they got poison and I don't know, right? The ants take over the earth. It's all really crazy. The movie is, I mean, it's a 70s movie about killer ants. They're not even giant killer ants. They're just normal sized ants. But it's a really good movie because it's kind of like half a nature documentary because they're like, the burrowing ant builds a 12-foot structure out of its own mucus. And you're like, oh, I didn't know a burrowing ant could build a 12-foot structure out of its own mucus. But anyways, it's a good one. Definitely check that out. If you got Amazon Prime, there's a movie with, Thor in it. It's called Cabin in the Woods. It's about these kids. They go to a cabin in the woods. They start getting killed by deadites, necronomicons, all that type of good stuff. And then they're like, what the heck's going on? And then there's werewolves, and then there's dragons, and then there's every scary movie thing in the world is in this like basement situation, CIA research covert operations type deal, and they have to fight every horror movie villain ever that they could get the rights to. But it's pretty cool. Definitely go check it out. A lot of people like it. I think it's pretty good. Mark it on your calendars again. I'm suggesting a slow burn, artsy fartsy A24 horror movie. If you got Netflix, check out this movie called The Blackcoat's Daughter. It's got the girl from Sabrina in it, Kieran Shimkas. What a fucking crazy name. Like, a lot of actors pick different names. Like, pick a different name. Go by Kathy. I don't know. Kieran Shimka is in the movie, and she plays a girl who goes to like this girls' school dormitory type of situation, and they're like, oh, come home for Christmas, and she's like, I ain't really got no family, I can't come home for Christmas. So she stays in the girls' dormitory with the nuns and like this one other girl, but then something starts whispering her to her from the boiler room, so she goes down to the boiler room, and she's like this in the boiler room, she's like this in the boiler room, and the one girl sees her, and she's like, whoosh, and there's like this dude, all in black and the flames, and then, there's also like flashbacks to like some years later where, it's like Memento, right? In Memento, you see like the beginning and then they cut to like the end, and then at the end of the movie, you meet kind of somewhere in the middle where you see the whole piece through the beginning portion and the end portion, but in the middle portion. So like, there's this family that's gonna go. The girl who's seen her doing the thing. The girl who's seen her. Her parents are gonna go visit her grave because she was killed, and they pick up some hitchhiker girl that's not Kierna Shrimka, right? It's some other blonde-haired girl. But anyways, it's a real good movie. It's really like, it's a super Satan movie, right? Like the devil wins, right? All those slow burn movies from A24, the devil always wins. So spoiler alert, devil wins. It's a really good story regardless. So the spoiler doesn't matter. What really matters is like this story and the way that they tell it, and kind of like this, two different timelines when you're like, what's going on at the beginning? And then you're looking at like the end 10 years later and you're like, what is going on? And then like it meets in the middle and you're like, oh shit, I can see the whole thing now. All right. That's The Blackcoat's Daughter on Netflix. As far as what I'm watching tonight, I'm watching, it's Possession weekend. So I'm watching The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I found out yesterday that the last exorcism is the last exorcism, and The Exorcism of Emily Rose is the one where they're in the court case thing. So I'm excited. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. And then I'm also watching The Possession, which is about a possession, but this is kind of like a different possession because it's not like just a random demon just jumped into your body. They actually use Dybbuk boxes and stuff like that. Dybbuk boxes are these weird little boxes that they got demons in them. Demon box. So sum everything up. If you got Tubi, check out Basket Case about the dude who's got the Siamese twin that's chopped off of him, who turns into a booger monster that he carries around in a giant basket. If you got Hulu, check out Phase 4. That's about the, regular-sized killer ants taking over the whole entire Earth. If you got Prime, check out Cabin in the Woods. It's about a cabin in the woods and Thor's there, but also Dracula and a bunch of other shit. And then on Netflix, the number one movie you need to watch, The Blackcoat's Daughter, starring Kiernan Shipka. And, just get ready on that one. Like, that one's it's gonna blow your mind when it gets to where it's going. Because you're gonna be watching and you'll be like, is this about to? And then you'll be like, wait a second, is this gonna happen? And then at the end, like, what happens, and then you're like, oh shit, I did not see that coming. And then she's in the thing like this. The Dark Lord, you left me, Dark Lord. It's good. So till then, have a nice day. Come back tomorrow. Peace.